Hi. Timestamps are in the description. You can skip to your favorite question, question that you had, whatever it may be. Any comments or questions made in the comments will be deleted automatically if they're addressed in this video, and it's obvious that you just didn't watch the video. So if you want your question answered, continue watching, scroll down, go to your favorite part. The first disclaimer I have to make in every single video that I make: I'm not American. I don't live in the States. I've gotten a lot of advice about different states I should go to, different programs that are available. Not American, don't live in the States, not helpful. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all the advice and the incentive of it. It's not helpful to me. I live in Canada, and I live in one of the most expensive parts of Canada, and I have a family doctor and I have a job, which is why I haven't left. It's also indescribably beautiful, and I'd rather not be forced out if I don't have to leave. I'm gonna try to make this video as quick as possible and try to cover all the points that have come up in the last 2 videos that I've uploaded. I've been filming a lot behind the scenes in the past couple of days, specifically in the last 5 days, as things have been changing and since my last video was posted, but I haven't uploaded anything obviously because I haven't edited, because I've been busy, and also because there's been a lot of pressure to upload, and I don't know, I've just been getting so many views, and it's another bit of stress that I didn't need for the time being. 98% of people are super positive, 2% of people really suck and shouldn't be here. Shouldn't be on my channel. I've categorized these: personal, family, housing, finance, and then my channel. I don't want to talk about this particular subject online, but I'm going to address it this one time, once and for all, get it done, get it over with. I did mention a little teeny tiny bit in my last video. This is to clarify everything. My child's privacy is the most important thing to me on the internet. That's more than just censoring his face, censoring his name, not sharing his birthday, not sharing his doctor's updates, etc. It's not talking about anything too personal. If I am not going to talk about it with him on stage in front of an audience, I'm not going to talk about it on the internet. That being said, I am more than a mom, and I have a life, and I've had a life before children, and I have a life even with children. So telling me that I'm not allowed to share my personal life on the internet because it has an impact on my kids, I don't think that's a fair judgment or statement to make, but you're entitled to your opinion. Talking about my child as if he's an only child, not addressing the child that I'm pregnant with, because that child is not even earthbound yet, so why would I get into his personal business? His father is deceased. His father is in heaven. It is such a sensitive, personal, private matter. I'm not discussing it on the internet, period. I think talking about relationships is too personal, and I think especially the death of a parent is off the charts. So I'm not talking about it, I'm not getting into it. The only thing I will say about my children, because I've gotten a lot of judgmental comments: where's the daddy? Why would you have children with someone who's not going to stick around? This is why you have to get married before having kids. And I think all of these comments are grotesquely inappropriate and shouldn't be on the internet and shouldn't be said to people that you don't know, or in general. They're not comments that should be made. It's nobody's business where children come from, the matter in which they're conceived, whether or not their parents are married. It's none of your business. It's so inappropriate to even comment it. So I've just been automatically deleting every comment that has to do with where's the baby daddy. My children are planned and wanted, and that is the most important thing. My firstborn took 3 years to conceive, and his father and I wanted him more than anything, and he's indescribably loved and important to us. So I got a lot of lectures from people about keeping the dogs, because apparently I should have just gotten rid of the dogs, and I didn't even know what to say to those comments, so I deleted them immediately, because dogs are family, and I'm not going to abandon parts of my family because you don't think it's fitting for me to keep the dogs and the baby because I have too much on my plate. I know what my limits are, and I know what I'm able to take on, and you have no idea who I am or what I can handle from a 15-minute edited segment of my life. One day in my life even. The dogs are thriving. They have never been happier. They've never played more than that. I've never seen them play like that in my life, in their life. And they brought comfort to me, and especially to the baby, because they're family. And I don't really have anything else to say on that other than why would I get rid of my dogs when they're not a problem and they're not a burden and they're happy and they're cared for and they're healthy. My abuser that I was talking about is my mother, if you can call her that. I don't really consider her my mother, but she's a covert narcissist, and unless you've dealt with a covert narcissist, I can't explain it to you in a way that you'd understand. But it got to a point where she offered me so much shelter and so much security and so much care, and I fell for it because I really try to assume the best in others. and it totally f***ed me. So not doing that again. We've completely cut contact. I learned my lesson the hard way, and I wasted 5 years of my life trying to mend the relationship with her. And it was a waste of time, and I'm not getting into it any more than that. It was not a good situation to be in, and it was affecting me and my son and the dogs, and we had to leave, so we left. In regards to the homelessness situation, when I packed up everything and left that morning, we didn't have anywhere to go. I had no idea where we were gonna go. We drove for over 5 hours trying to find a campsite, but it is peak camping season, so we had nowhere to go. I still have the firewood. I needed a place to crash for the afternoon because I was absolutely exhausted, and I went to my aunt and uncle's house just to sit there and was offered the trailer. So I did not go there for shelter. I didn't think I was going to get shelter. That was not the intention of the visit. I literally just wanted somewhere to sit for the afternoon, and they let me stay in the trailer. The trailer is not mine, and it is not a home. It was not my home. It was a temporary shelter that we were very, very fortunate to have, and I think I've stressed that enough in every video that I've made on this topic because I am so thankful. Absolutely. Like, I cannot put it to words. I've said that to them, like, I can't thank them enough for giving us that shelter. Not a home. Was not my home. Now we have a home. People were telling me to get a job, stop living off the government. Why am I exploiting my life for YouTube funds? I am employed. I do work. I don't make any money on YouTube. I've never made money on YouTube. I am on income assistance now because of the situation, because I have a baby to take care of, and I have pregnancy complications and high stress, and there's just so much going on. So I did get income assistance. It's the first thing that I did, and I got approved within 24 hours. I applied for BC housing, but the wait list is indescribably long. It could take months to years for us to get subsidized housing, so I knew I had to find an apartment. Every apartment that I looked at in town was around $2,000 plus utilities. The thing with income assistance is that it's assistance. I'm not being paid $10,000 to sit at home and do nothing. I am still working, and income assistance is a top-up assistance. It's not employment insurance. It's not like welfare. It's a top-up. I had to find an apartment that I could reasonably afford, that I could afford with the assistance, and $2,000 is way out of budget. So I had to try to find an apartment that was new, so not full of mold, and in a safe neighborhood so that I didn't have to worry about having my house broken into. And I needed to find something that was within budget, pet friendly, preferably 1 bedroom, ideally enough space, like not trying to be picky, but trying to find something reasonable to live in. You know, I don't want to live in a rat infested crackhead neighborhood, you know. We found a place, a perfect place, but it's $1,500 a month, and it's the cheapest I could find in town. So we're very, very, very fortunate. My rent is partially paid for, not entirely paid for. I still have to work to pay my bills. We're in an apartment now because I have income assistance, because I work, and because the subsidized housing was not an option for us because of the wait. If we'd ended up in subsidized housing, the rent is controlled to 33% of your income. So if you make $1,000, your rent is only 33% of that, just as an example. That would have been ideal for us, and it just didn't work because we had to be housed right away because I only had the trailer until the end of July. So we've gotten in early, and I'm so thankful, indescribably thankful. All of that said, the situation is temporary, and when I posted the first video on this topic, I was not expecting it to get any views. I have been posting on this channel for 8+ years, and I've always uploaded the good, the bad, the ugly, you know, everything that's going on in my life, every adventure, travel adventures, life updates, mental health, postpartum, you name it. This has always just been my little corner of the internet, and my video now has like 56,000 views or something, and that's a lot of people considering my videos usually get like 200 views and I have like 200 subscribers. I have had 200 subscribers for as long as I can remember having this channel, and now suddenly it's like 3,000 or something, or I don't know. I didn't plan for that. I'm not trying to exploit my situation, which is why I have not been pumping out video after video after video about being homeless and whatever. I posted those videos, and every time I went back to my channel, it had gotten bigger, and it's intimidating and I didn't really know what to do, which is why I haven't uploaded in a few days and why I'm posting this instead of the updates that I had been filming, because the next video in line that I was working on was the day that I thought that we were going to end up completely on the streets with nowhere to go because we were going to run out of time and I hadn't found a place to live and I didn't have the money and I didn't know what I was going to do. But I didn't post that because of the like 2% of people saying that I'm just trying to scam people. I'm not trying to scam people. I didn't post a donation link for a long while because I didn't feel right taking people's money, but we ended up in a situation where we need it. I'm still in a situation where I need it. I'm so torn because I don't want to come across as somebody who just popped up on the internet and exploited my life and then got donations for it, because I think that's really messed up. At the same time, I don't know how to acknowledge that we're fortunate, we're housed, we have everything we need. I don't have money for groceries. So it's hard being on the internet, and it's hard being a stranger on the internet and having a whole bunch of people that don't seem to understand that if you watch 15 edited minutes of one day in my life, you don't know who I am or what my life is actually like or what my history is, you know, like you're just seeing one chapter, right? So I can understand having an opinion on the matter and feeling some judgment or feeling frustrated because you would have done it better or something, but I always think that looking back at moments of my life, I always think, oh gosh, if I knew what I knew now, I would do better, but I didn't know then. It's just hard. We all do what we can with what we've got and try to make the most of every situation. And Jenna Marbles once said that you can't live with regrets in life because you made the best decision at the time with what you had. And I try to stand by that because I make the best decisions that I can at the time with everything that I have at the time. And if it doesn't work in the future, it's not like I can see the future, right? Like things get complicated and they get easy and it just ebbs and flows the whole time. So just yesterday, I got an email of approval from YouTube saying that I was eligible to apply for the YouTube Partner Program and I was eligible to start earning money from ads on this channel. And I have always said in every single video on this channel that I do not make money on this platform. I've always made money on other platforms online, never on YouTube. I have never wanted this to be a job. I've always just posted because I enjoy posting, because I enjoy making these videos, because I enjoy documenting my life for myself to look back upon so they don't get lost in my hard drive somewhere. They're on the internet so that I can find it, so that my friends and family can find it. And apparently that's something worthy of being judged for as well, because I've had people saying, oh, if you don't want people watching, just private the videos. I'm like, well, I've been posting for 8 years and nobody's found my channel except for like right now. So I just genuinely didn't see it coming, and I can't convince you of that if you don't believe me, and that's fine. Like, you're entitled to your opinion and you're allowed to have your feelings on the matter. I 100% respect that and understand that. And I have been deleting comments that I don't think are necessary to be on there. Things about my child's father, things that are just blatantly judgmental, or the obvious trolls, I'm getting rid of those. But I'm happy to discuss things with people. Sorry, he's blowing razzes. There have been a lot of comments in regards to potty training my kid because I've been potty training him and he's almost 15 months. And there's a whole bunch of opinions on that matter as well. And I don't want to get into the discussion with people because anything regarding parenting is so sensitive and people take everything so personally. I'm making the decisions that are right for my family and my child and myself, and if you don't agree with it, that's fine, you don't have to, but I'm not stressing myself out or adding something extra to my plate because I want to make my life more difficult, you know? If my kid wasn't ready for potty training, if he wasn't showing signs of being ready, I wouldn't be doing it, but we've been doing it since 12 months and he's enjoying it. So we've also taken a break with potty training because of the circumstances, because we haven't had a routine, but now that we're getting into a routine, I'm going to start it with him again and we're going to work on it. I understand people's concern with letting him nap in the car. I know that was a huge controversial thing that triggered a lot of people, and I'm sorry that that was so upsetting for so many people. I have my justifications for it, and I'm not going to change your mind on the matter, and that's totally fine. I totally agree you should not leave children in cars unattended. He was not unattended. People are going to have opinions on literally everything in my life now that people have viewed my channel and have an idea of my life. I don't want your muffin, thank you. And that's fine. People have always had opinions on my dogs and my children and my life choices and my relationships and my car and literally everything, and that's completely fine. You have to try to remind yourself that you do not have full context by watching one edited video of my life. And I've been getting a lot of flack on both sides because if I share details and try to explain something, I'm oversharing. And if I share nothing, not enough, I'm not giving enough context and it's confusing. So I can't win either way. And I need you to let me be the judge of what I share on the internet. Trust that I'm making the best decisions that I can for myself and my child, and that we're gonna be fine. And now we have this place for at least a year. Yeah, I'm gonna keep posting on this channel as I always have, and I'm not gonna monetize this channel because I'm not comfortable doing so. And I know maybe it sounds silly to say that and then have a donation link, but I would rather, this person is the most important thing to me in the whole world. So this is my number one priority always at all times. And if you want to stick around and see where we end up, you absolutely can. I'm going to post first day in the apartment video and other daily life thingies and anything that we end up doing, as I always have. And I'm going to keep posting the same content that I would always post. So it's maybe not going to be your cup of tea. That's fine. I'm not going to monetize this channel because I don't want it to become work, because this has always been my outlet for myself. This is my corner of the internet, and I want to keep it that way. I don't want it to be a job. If you want to support me directly, I'm not monetizing this channel. You can donate to the coffee link, Ko-fi, coffee, whatever it is. You do not have to. You do not owe me a single penny. You can watch my content for free and know that I'm not getting paid for it, and that's fine, because I want to post content for myself, for my future self, for anybody that wants to watch our journey now that we're here. I want this to be a positive corner of the internet, and I don't want to feed the trolls. So I'm not going to make a video like this again talking about things. I'm just going to delete comments that I think are too negative. That's not to say I'm not going to let through constructive criticism, because that's totally fine. I'm not offended by people's opinions. I just, the obvious trolls don't need to be here, you know? So I hope maybe this cleared some things up for you and answered some questions and gave a little bit of context without oversharing. It's really hard to make the decision, because once it's on the internet, it's permanently out there, right? So I'm trying to make the best decisions that I can. I'm also a very, very young mom that has been through a lot and has dealt with a lot of trauma and a lot of bad situations. And being a single mom is hard, you know? It's very rewarding to have my kid, and I think motherhood is the most rewarding thing. And I'm very much like, I've only ever wanted to be a mom. I'm also of the opinion that if you don't want kids, don't have kids. Like, I'm not going to say everybody should go out and breed, but it's most important to me. I know that it seems chaotic right now, but I have everything I've always ever wanted in life, and I'm very fortunate and very blessed, and I don't take it for granted. I hope this clears some things up. If you got through this whole video, thank you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and thank you to the 98% of you that are overwhelmingly positive and kind. I really appreciate it. I don't expect it on the internet, so to get that kind of feedback and that be the primary feedback, it's just, I can't thank you enough. Okay, enjoy the summer. Have a great life if I never see you again. It's been a pleasure having you here, I think. Be kind to your fellow humans, especially strangers that are struggling, especially people that you don't know. Just be kind. Just be kind to everybody. Try to assume the best in others. And remember that Jesus loves you. Ta-da!